You got to find some way of realizing what you have created. And you can't do it by trying to fix the problems of others. That just twirls you around in vibrations that keep you from ever being happy. And then on your tombstones, every one of you should have written on your tombstones, I tried to make you happy. But did it work? No. Very tall tombstone. I tried to make you happy. I stood on my head in every possible way. Nothing that I did made any real difference because it turned out it was not my job. It was your job. So I wasted my life trying to do your job instead of doing my job. My job is to find love. And if I can't love you, then I'll think about something more general. Easy to find things to love. It's easy to find a feeling of love. It's easy. It just has to be a high enough priority, you see. And for most, you don't work too hard at it until you get right up against the wall where you don't have other options. As long as you can call somebody and complain, you probably will. Or as long as you can go to some self-help seminar. But what it comes right down to is you got to care about how you feel. You must be selfish enough to care about how you feel, enough to find your alignment with Source, or you have nothing to give anyone. So you can tell when you're helping others by the joy that you feel. Right. So you walk around in joy. People all around you have problems, and they say, he doesn't care about us. Look how happy he is. If he cared about us, he'd be miserable too. You believe that? All right, we're really onto something. So let's say you have a lot of money. So you share your money with others around you. It's natural, it's easy. And then they say, oh yeah, you gave me $100,000. You could have given me so much more. How about this? So, just kind of sort of getting you to look at things a little bit. So here you are standing in your place of alignment. And because you are in alignment, all the resources of the world are flowing to you. And so you share your clarity with someone who's confused, and they're mad at you for not suffering with them. Or you share your abundance with them, and they're mad at you for having more than you deserve. So, what they're actually meaning, we want you to hear this, because once you get this, something's going to change inside of you that's going to make life easier for you. Most everybody you know, drum roll please, is evaluating your value to them, your gift to them, through your suffering. If you're not sacrificing, it's not a valid gift. Oh yeah, she gave me $100,000, but God, she's got millions. That gift is meaningless. It's not like it was the last dollar she had. That would have been meaningful. So, how dare you find alignment and joy in the midst of circumstances that are troubling? How dare you be happy when someone you love isn't? How dare you? Because so often they are determining your gift to them through your willingness to suffer. And you got to get this turned around, because if you're suffering, you got no gift to give. You can't get sick enough to help sick people get well. You cannot get poor enough to help poor people become prosperous. You cannot become confused enough to bring clarity to a situation. In other words, if you're not willing, if you are not selfish enough to care about the way you feel, the only reason that you could ever feel negative emotion is because your inner being won't join you in the suffering. Isn't that nice to know? The only reason that negative emotion even is realized by me is because I've chosen a vibration that my inner being won't join me in. Inner being? Inner being? You should come over here and feel bad with me so I don't have to feel bad. But your inner being doesn't. Source doesn't. When you stood before Jesus dripping your illness, he did not see your illness. He knew your wellness. He knew it, and he didn't just try to do it in that moment. He had practiced knowing well-being long before you walked in dripping your illness. If you were the first one, he probably would have noticed your illness. He found alignment and stood in knowing of your well-being. And when you stood before him dripping your illness, he saw it not. Instead, he saw the vibrational version of you. He saw the vortex version of you. He knew the well-being version of you. He was selfish enough to not go where you are. He cannot help you if he goes where you are. That reality already is. All he can do is enhance that reality. Instead, he stood in your new reality. He held the vision of it. And your illness could not abide in his vibration. We're getting a little rowdy. Your illness could not abide in his vibration. And then he said, go forth and tell no one. What he really said is, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't go home. Don't talk about it. They'll talk you right back into it. Because reality for them is different than reality is for me. And so you got a choice. You can feel good or bad, period. Never mind the condition. Because the condition of what is only the manifestation of the vibration that's been going on. It does not have to continue. You can change the vibration now, no matter what. You can change the vibration anytime, anywhere. You just got to practice it a little bit. And after a while, you can be unconditional in your alignment. You can be unconditional in your well-being, you see. And when you think about it, most everybody, they love you. Your brothers and sisters love you. They love you. They want you to thrive. They just don't like the comparison between your thriving and their not thriving, but they're not against your thriving. They're rooting for their own thriving. You've just got to stand steady in the thriving and root for their thriving. And you can't sacrifice your thriving in the moments that they're not thriving, because that will lead to not what you're reaching for them or for you. Best discussion ever. Ever. Yeah.